After 4 brilliant seasons, sex education has come to an end, and I am not okay. While I knew it would end eventually, it's still hard to say goodbye.
Okay, I'm gonna start again.
Here's everything that went down in the season 4 finale. Some unfortunate news for fans out there. Maeve and Otis did not end up together, but it's not all sad. This season kicks off with Maeve in America, and their long-distance relationship started getting to them as staying connected became more difficult. Otis gets jealous of Tyrone, one of Maeve's classmates, who she's been spending a lot of time with. He then realizes there's nothing going on between them, but Maeve's already angry with him. She's then unexpectedly brought back to Moordale because of her mom's passing. Although she was occupied planning a funeral, this gave them a chance to spend some time together, but things quickly fall apart again when Otis reveals he slept in the same bed as Ruby while Maeve was away. I started to lose all hope, as it seems there's always something keeping them apart, and the universe just does not want them to be together. Thankfully, she forgives him, but then Otis started having intimacy issues again. Otis and Jean argues again after she reveals she helped Maeve realize what she wanted, which was to be in America. Maeve and Otis both agrees breaking up was what's best for both of them, and they share an intimate night together before Maeve left.
I think we both know that. But it would be too hard.
In the final scene, Maeve sends Otis a letter thanking him for everything, and that she will always have a piece of him in her heart.
I think what I'm trying to say is, thanks for everything, dickhead.
This was so emotional I could not stop crying, and although I wanted them to end up together, seeing that they're both happy and it was a I want the best for you kind of breakup, I can live with that. Eric's journey in season 4 was about his road to discovery and struggles with his religion. His family continues to put pressure on him to be baptized, but he's not sure what he wants, leaving him to question his morals. However, as the series ends, Eric decides to go through with it, but when the church refuses to accept the money from the fundraiser, he had to make a hard decision to not be baptized.
Speak your truth, Eric.
I don't know how you're all going to feel about my truth.
He confronts the church moments before he's due to be baptized and explains he wants to live his life as his authentic self, both as a Christian and an openly gay man. He tells them if they accept him for who he truly is, he would get baptized. If not, he would leave. No one in the church accepted him apart from his mom. Later, church members came to the decision that they wanted to create an open dialogue about how they can be more inclusive. As the night goes on, Eric reveals he wants to be a pastor. This was a great way to end his story, and his journey this season was absolutely beautiful.
What do I do now?
Like many characters this season, Jean had a lot of growth. After doubting herself as a mother, she decides not to quit her radio show and decides to start doing things her way. Jean and Joanna make amends after a difficult time living together and being forced to confront both their personal and shared trauma. After revealing that she slept with Dean, Joanna plans to leave Moordale, but changes her mind at the last minute and decides to continue living with Jean. In the final episode, Jean finally comes to terms with telling Dean he's Joy's father. This season was focused on Jean's journey, being a mom again, and dealing with everything she's kept bottled inside.
Blow it up so that you can leave like you always do. Let's just stay here and we'll work on it.
Amy's journey this season revolves around her healing from her sexual assault experience in season 2. She gets close with Isaac, who helped her dive into her art and creative side, but they start catching feelings for each other. Though this season Aimee struggled with figuring out what she wanted her art to convey, she eventually started to open up and embrace her creativity and use her pain from her past experiences to inspire her art. In the series finale, Aimee and Isaac gets together And this is an unexpected duo this season, but I like it, and I think they're perfect for each other. As long as Aimee's happy, we're happy.
Can I kiss you?
We've been eating cheese and onion.
Eric and Adam did make amends this season, but did not get back together. This was mostly because they were on two completely different paths. Adam's journey this season focused on him trying to come into his own as a person and dealing with his parents getting back together. Adam did not go back to college this season. Instead, he decides to work at a horse farm. This season also follows him as he tries to break away from his dad and feeling like a failure. Adam's hatred towards his dad started to lessen as Michael tries to make an effort to mend their relationship. Michael was trying to fix their marriage as well, and while Adam did not like the idea of his parents getting back together, he eventually came around.
I don't want to feel like a failure anymore because I'm not a failure, you're a failure. You are just a sad man.
Jackson's journey this season follows him as he tries to find his biological father. He gets a health scare that could possibly be cancer, and to learn more about his family's history, Jackson decides to look for his dad. He learns that he does not have cancer, but also learns the truth about his birth, that his mom and dad had an affair. He eventually comes to terms with it. Viv breaks up with Beau after learning he was aggressive and controlling. Throughout the season, Viv and Jackson has been there for each other as they faced their different struggles. Like many of you, I so desperately wanted them to be together, but after this season, I think they made the right call, deciding to stay friends.
You have a bad case of mentionitis. You can't stop talking about him.
Olivia and Anwar were absent this season, which meant Ruby had to live a life without them by her side. Ruby had a hard time making friends at this new school and had to learn to be okay with being alone. She tries to become friends with Otis and help him take his competition down, but they had lots of ups and downs, with Ruby eventually decided to not be friends with him. Although it's unclear if Ruby and Otis became friends again, we can assume they did, because they have a lot of chemistry to not be. In the final episode, O finally makes amends with Ruby and takes back her position as the school sex therapist. After the entire season trying to make friends, Ruby finally makes friends with the coven and danced the night away.
I'm going to make my life a living hell, and now I promise you I plan on doing the exact same thing to you.
Hell's having a rough time this season as they begin taking testosterone and waiting for their top surgery. They struggle with opening up to their mom and adjusting to the changes of their body. Cal goes missing near the end of the season when things started to become too overwhelming. However, Eric and Jackson find them and help them with their issues. They walk Cal home, but they don't attend the fundraiser, and instead of raising the money for the church, they decide to do it for Cal's top surgery.
I got scared, and then...
So, that's everything that went down in the series finale, and while I loved the ending and how each character's story wrapped up beautifully, it's still sad to see this show go, and coming to terms with the fact that this may be the last time I ever see these characters again. We hope you enjoyed this season as much as we did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know what you think about the ending in the comment section below.